guys, it's Victoria. Welcome to part 2 of my China travel vlogs. I'm in Xi'An right now and I'm about to go see the Terracotta Warriors and I'm super excited. I rented this device that uses GPS tracking to automatically give me info on the different excavation sites as I walk around. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to get notified about upcoming content. Make sure you check out my Instagram if you want to keep up with what I do on a day-to-day basis. The mausoleum of the first Qin emperor is located in Lintong district, Xi'An, Shanxi. This tourist attraction is essentially a tomb complex, housing the still excavated tomb of the first emperor of China, 3 major excavation sites displaying the Terracotta Army and other terracotta figures, and also other buildings that feature fun experiences. This army of terracotta warriors represents the forces of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. To safeguard the emperor in the afterlife, this type of funeral art was buried with him around 210 to 209 BCE. Alright guys, we're about to head into exhibition number 1. A military defensive force known as the Terracotta Warriors of Pit 1 guards the Qin Shi Huang mausoleum. Among the 3 pits, this is the biggest, with 11 parallel corridors which cover 14,260 square meters. It displays the Qin Army's actual military organization. Over 6,000 lifelike terracotta warriors, comprising infantry and chariot troops, as well as fully equipped chariots, are present in this pit. Seeing this place in person while listening to the history was such a spectacular experience. Some really cool facts that I learned about the terracotta warriors are the terracotta figures were actually found in 1974 by local farmers, the tallest figures are the generals, and not a single terracotta warrior is the same from another, differing in facial expression, clothing, and hairstyle, which is so interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, can you imagine how terrifying it must have been for those farmers that discovered the terracotta warriors to dig up like a clay head? Okay guys, we're at the 3rd excavation site. The chariot and horse chamber, the northern wing room, and the southern wing room are Pit 3's 3 divisions. Pit 3 is the command post, with high-ranking officers and a war chariot. It was said that military tactics were discussed in the southern wing chamber while prayers for victory were offered in the northern one. During excavation, it was discovered that several of the terracotta warriors in this pit were missing their heads. Alright guys, we're at the 2nd excavation site. Pit 2 has cavalry and infantry units as well as war chariots and is thought to represent a military guard. Historians are unaware of why Pit 2 is the most damaged of all the pits. Oh wait, I totally forgot to mention. Did you know terracotta warriors used to be super colorful? Unfortunately, after exposure to air during discovery and excavation, the paint that was used on the clay figures quickly got dehydrated and then peeled off. I was having such a good time because it was literally crazy to be seeing the terracotta warriors in person. Alright guys, we're heading into the theater to go watch a little mini documentary about the terracotta warriors. Alright guys, it's been quite the day. Super awesome experience. I'm really glad I came. The next day, I had the most amazing dining experience of my life. This was an evening spent with my mom and her 3 best friends since high school and their kids too. We had dinner at Tang Yan, which is one of the many restaurants at Mandi Guangchang. We got a musical performance including traditional Chinese instruments, which was really cool. The food was delicious and so well presented. Just look at this parrot dish. Look closely to see the little tubes of lipstick that were filled with refreshing dragon fruit. Take a look at this dish on the right. Could have fooled me into thinking it was table decor, honestly, but it's actually foie gras. I had a lot of fun hanging out with my friends Bebe and Yan Yan. I found out Yan Yan is a great singer and has singing videos up on Bilibili, which is a Chinese video sharing platform. I'll link one of her videos in the description if you want to check her out. After dinner and at a designated time in the evening, the building hosts the Chang'an 12时辰 performance, which is inspired by a TV show titled The Longest Day in Chang'an. What a fantastic performance. Take a look at some of the highlights. I felt like I teleported back to the time of the Tang Dynasty, which is what this building was meant to do. What a great night. I'm definitely never gonna forget this amazing experience in Xi'an, like ever. Hey guys, today I'm visiting the Shanxi History Museum, which I'm very excited about. Lots of exhibits and artifacts to see. I'd like to take this time and talk a little bit more about Xi'an in general. The capital of China's Shanxi province is the large city of Xi'an. Xi'an used to be known as Chang'an, which means eternal peace in English. Xi'an marks the eastern end of the Silk Road and was once home to the governing houses of the Zhou, Qin, Han, and Tang dynasties. Let's take a look at the artifacts throughout Xi'an and Shanxi history in this museum. Hey guys, today I'm going to be walking around Chenqiang, which is Xi'an's city wall. A lot of different places in here. It's very big, so I'm not going to be walking the entire perimeter, but I'm very excited to see all of the towers and also visit Huimin Street. This is one of China's oldest, biggest, and best preserved city walls. It was constructed as a military defensive system while the first emperor of the Ming dynasty was in power. It displays features of a feudal society's rampart architecture and encloses an area of around 14 square kilometers. Since its construction in the 14th century, it has undergone several renovations. Also, fun fact, it's actually located where the ancient Silk Road ends. Also, here's a funny clip of me getting photobombed. I'm glad I had live on so that I could capture this moment because I was really just taking a photo. It was so cool to look at all of the ancient architecture around. It was also a really hot day and the sun was absolutely blinding. So thank God I brought my hat along and wore sunscreen that morning. After walking up the stairs to get to the higher level, the view was amazing. Up here, I got a closer look at the architecture, which was amazing. The detail was crazy. I also really loved the lanterns up here that literally seemed like they went on forever. From the city wall, I got a good look at the bell tower, which I will talk about in a little bit because I will be passing by on my way to Huimin Street. After exploring the city wall for a little bit more, it was time to head to Huimin Street. I had an exhilarating ride in a doorless vehicle and got a really close look at the bell tower. Constructed in the early Ming dynasty in 1384, the bell tower of Xi'an is a prominent landmark and one of the largest in China. A number of enormous Tang dynasty bronze cast bells may also be seen in the bell tower. In the past, it was mostly utilized for newsprinting and time reporting. Soon after, we made it to Huimin Street. Huimin Street is a snack and commercial street located in the city's center near the bell tower. This street was super busy with people going around to different stalls to grab delicious food. After walking around for a bit, I decided I really wanted to try the street food. So I went to one of the stalls and got a super spicy fried squid. It looked so delicious and it smelled so good, but when I went for a bite, disaster struck. Disaster struck. It was honestly such a funny moment. I totally didn't realize how much chili oil was actually dripping off of the fried squid, but it was delicious, 10 out of 10. After that, I went into this small restaurant for soup dumplings. So delicious. Soup dumplings in Xi'an are truly unbeatable. After all that, I took a good long walk to digest all of the food. The next day, I headed over to the Saga International Shopping Mall in Xi'an. Walking in had my jaw on the floor because in front of me was a literal waterfall in the center of the mall. It was so cool and so aesthetic. I took some time to explore this mall. Later, I had the opportunity to have lunch at one of the restaurants in this mall. Another great dining experience. There was also a performer at this restaurant who played music using an ancient Chinese instrument. The ambiance and the food was great. After lunch, I took more time to walk around the mall, only to find that they had swans and ducks in the mall. That is crazy. Time actually flew by so fast because it is now the last day that I'm in Xi'an. One of the things that I really wanted to do in Xi'an was to do a hanfu photo shoot. This is super popular in Xi'an, and literally anywhere you go, you will see people wearing hanfu. I went into one of the many shops in Xi'an that allow you to rent a hanfu, and I was also able to get my hair and makeup done there. They did a really good job. After that, I headed over to Datang Furongyuan, which is Tang Paradise, to take my photos. It felt surreal to be wearing hanfu in a place like this. I literally felt like I was teleported back in time. Here are the final shots that my mom took of me in my hanfu. I totally recommend anyone to do this in Xi'an. With the conclusion of my week in Xi'an, I want to thank my mom's high school best friends for being a part of this trip in Xi'an and helping to make it such a wonderful and unforgettable experience. Look forward to my next vlog where I will be in Guangzhou for a whole month. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.